what are the lovely business solutions for sim centers and esports teams? Up until now, every membership is an individual membership. So you definitely require a Discord account to connect your plugin to whatever your membership is and blah, blah, blah. So it's only an individual membership. So as an individual, you sign up and the plugin will work only for you. You can use it on any number of PCs. So you can connect it to your office PC, your rig, or if you have 2 rigs. It doesn't limit the number of where you can connect it, but it is your account. So you will need to log into your Discord account inside the plugin, and it's personal, okay? And this is how it's been working for a very long time. So this changes today. The problem that existed, because everything that I do it's not everything I do, it's not because I can do it, it's because there's a problem and there's a case that needs to be solved. So the problem I kept on getting from initially sim centers, but I also saw this from esports teams, is we want to use this on many machines, but we don't want to sacrifice our privacy. We don't want to use our Discord accounts on every single machine. And that makes sense, especially if you're a sim center. And I've been discussing with a sim center that's in Switzerland. They have 10 centers, 10 different stores with 15 rigs in each. Imagine having 150 rigs and you have to log in with your Discord account on each one. It's not even possible. So that was one of the cases, like how do we solve that? Also, esports teams. So one esports team manager contacted me saying, you know what, I have 10 drivers, they all use Lovely Dashboard, and we want to make it part of our team, right? The pit wall and everything. How can I give them, you know, the Lovely Dashboard for them to use? And I'm like, you actually can't, because even if you gift them in some way, they still need their own Discord account. Okay, so basically the conversation ended like, what am I gonna do? Give them like €3 every month so they can pay for it to you? I'm like, actually, that's not the best way, but you can't actually do anything else. Or they can get like annual accounts or whatever, but they need to pay for it because they're individuals and they have to go with their Discord account. So all these cases led up to what I released today. So what is being released today, it's not just, you know, a superficial thing. Oh, I'm doing this for business centers. No, this is a concerted effort. It has a lot of changes, deep changes in the plugin, a lot of deep changes on the website, and a lot of changes on the API. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, I shifted all of the API, which was on a previous hosting, to the brand new one on AWS, which is far more robust. We can do a lot of caching there. Everything's like, bam, it's like super fast. And this was one of the reasons, because this needs to be robust. I need an enterprise solution behind this. This is not just something we're doing in, you know, my attic anymore. So this is what happened today. This is what's been released today. Let's start off with the simpler version. We'll do the teams first, and I'll show you why. Because if you're a team manager, you can now potentially purchase licenses for as many drivers as your team is made up of. And I will switch over and show you. This is whatever you see today is actually live. Don't mind the plugin being version 2.2. The plugin, what you see today, works the exact same. The one that's on your rig right now, it's the same features. Nothing's changing. 2.2 just has a few additional things. You will see them as well, but they're coming later on. But for these products, you already have them. There's no new release for anything. You already have them. I'm sorry, I'm not reading the chat right now. I'm going to try and catch up later. I just want to go through this, show you guys what this is, and I will go through every answer and every question. So if you guys want to refrain asking now so we don't get lost, that'd be great. But I will get to them, every single one of them. All right. So let's switch over to the gameplay screen. So the chat is there, but I hope it's not too annoying. I can get rid of it, but okay, whatever. So this is the plugin. It's not even connected, right? And you can see also my dashboard. Again, it's not connected to anything. This is the website. So on the website, I have created a brand new user. You can see him here. I created this user for a demo, Sim Racing Expo 25. Whatever you see here, this user will be deleted. So if you see the license key and everything, you can use it while on stream. It's going to close right after. So I don't really care. This is like a throwaway account right now. So you can see here, if I go to the account, this user has nothing. He doesn't have any memberships or anything. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to show you what happens when he becomes a starter member. So I'm going to give this account a starter membership role. So now this user, this demo user, is a starter member. As a starter member, they basically get, as a starter member, you unlock everything. Okay, so right now in the plugin, and this is the new feature that's coming next week, if I connect to Discord, you will now see it opens up a little modal here, and I connect my user, hit authorize, and it will connect them, and you will see that now they are a, well, it didn't work. Of course it didn't work. I don't have a membership. Of course it didn't work because it's a live demo. Why wouldn't it work though? I hate it when that happens, but anyway, I'll need to it's the right one. Maybe I didn't give the oh, there it is. Okay, so I mean, it's a live demo. It's gotta get me pressure high. Anyway, so now as a starter member, everything is unlocked, and you can also see starter member, and this is my dashboard, and you can download everything except the pit wall, settings. These are unlocked anyway. Online platforms, everything works. So as a starter member, this is what you get. Now, let me disconnect him, and I'm going to make him into a pro member. So again, you saw that you can't do the pit wall. You can't do anything that's not part of that membership, which basically I think it's just a pit wall. So now this user is going to get promoted to a pro membership. Let's refresh. Pro member. That should be blue. Anyway, I'm, literally fixing things as I see them. So now, let me connect, and this should become a pro member. It might need some time as the one previously, but it should become blue. It's still a starter member. Okay, so we have some issues with caching, but that's fine. Shouldn't have, but we do. And anyway, that's life, I guess. Let's refresh everything. There he is, pro member. Connect to Discord. Again, this new method of connecting will resolve any issues that anyone has ever had with connecting through a browser. So now it connects, and you can see you're a pro member. So as a pro member, these are the individual licenses, right? So as a pro member, you get, you can download the pit wall, you have access to all the settings in the pit wall, and everything else is pretty much the same, because as a pro member, you only get the pit wall extra. Starter member unlocks everything. Perfect. Now, as I said, as a individual license, you can use this using your Discord account. And if you noticed, I would literally connect with my Discord account, which is never ideal, especially if you're doing this on a large scale. And this is where the team memberships come in. So now I'm going to promote this user. I'll just do a team pro. I won't do team starter. Again, all of these accounts, the team starter and the team pro, it's the same thing as a starter and a pro, only it works with a license. And that's what I'm going to show you right now. Let's just do a team pro. It really won't make any difference. So now our user, hit save, and let's wait and see it updates. So now this user will become a team pro small. Just so you know what small and everything else is, if you go to business and teams, 4 teams over here, you'll notice you can do monthly, and you have the pricing policy for, small is the 5 drivers, and then it's medium for 10 drivers, 15 drivers, and extra large for 20 drivers. If you have more drivers, you just contact me and we create a custom plan for that. And of course, team plans also come in annual as well, so you get an extra discount on that. So team starter and pro, and you'll notice the prices are the exact same. So either you buy an individual license, for instance, starter for €1. If you have 5 drivers, it's €5. So literally nothing extra here, because these are just simple memberships but under a license. So let's go back to our account. So one thing you'll see here, because this is now a team license, there's also a little button here that says license manager. You click on that, and in here you will see that as a team manager, you just purchased this license for 5 drivers. You also have a license key and your account email. This license key over here, you copy that, simple as that, and you go into the plugin, you scroll all the way down, and you go in here, and you paste the key. Yeah, you can copy that and try it, but it's gonna die once the stream is over, so you know you won't be able to do anything with it. You also need to put in your email. Why is it caps? All right, rsr.gg. And here you would probably put, since this is a driver that's going to be using this account, the driver would want to register with their name. So let's do a driver Driverson. There you go. So once the driver puts the license key, the email, and their name, they hit verify, and now it is activated. And because this is a pro, the entire plugin is on. They can download the pit wall, they have all the settings, they have all the modules, and they have all the options for the pit wall. So right now, this plugin over here behaves exactly like any individual pro membership, only that it's not connected to a Discord account. It is quite literally connected to a license key. And now these license keys, so another thing here, so once the user is connected, if you refresh your account, you will see your driver listed here. And at any point, if you want to remove or revoke a license, you can just click on revoke and remove that license. These are not, I'm not pushing these changes to the plugin. So if you revoke the license, this specific plugin will remain connected until it's restarted, or the computer is restarted, or after I think 5 days, it will remove its license. So it doesn't do, it's not a push just in case there's a mistake or anything. So you can remove it as a manager. So this license, so this Team Pro Small, you can add up to 5 drivers. If a 6th driver tries to use the license key, they'll get a little message saying here, oh, you reached the limit, and they can contact you. And you can, of course, go over to the business and teams on this page and just do, yeah, I want 10 drivers. So when you click on that, it doesn't do it for me now because this is not actually a real account. It's a fake account. But when you click on this, you basically have a prorated amount for the another 5 drivers. So it's always prorated. So you don't pay the full price, you pay the amount discounted based on what you already had. So if it's an annual, you pay less and so forth, but you get it. It already, this is how it works with the current individual memberships. So that's pretty much it. And this is why I said the team licenses will go first, because they're very, very basic. You get the license manager here, you get your license key, you share that license key with every single driver you have. You can have as many drivers as you want. I already have 5 to 20 drivers on the website where you can select monthly and annual payments. It is discounted, so you do get a better price for the more drivers you have. But that's pretty much it. You share, you copy the key, you share it with your drivers and the email, because they need to have this email, your account email, and every driver just puts in their name. Now finally, the last thing, which is the last thing I'll do here in the plugin, is since it's a team license, each driver can just click on sign out, and they will sign out of that license key. And now they can use it as a normal plugin, again, log in with their license key, whatever they want. But they can sign out on their own. And that, in a nutshell, is the team license. Now, if I hit refresh, you'll see that this driver is gone because he signed out, so he self-revoked his license, and you don't have any PCs registered yet. So you can do that again and again. And each license has a number of drivers, which is the limit. Now, one thing interesting here is, although your license has 5 drivers, you as a manager can still connect using Discord. So you can share that license key with 5 drivers, but you as a manager or as an admin can still connect using your Discord account. And this does not count against the allocated seats for your drivers. Okay, so there you are. So this is me as a manager here owning this license, the license key, giving it to my drivers. My drivers can still be 5. I can still use it as a Discord. And it still is the pro membership, as always. So I did this on purpose. So it's 5 drivers, but the admin doesn't count against it because you're actually buying 5 drivers. The admin gets it for free, obviously. In most cases, whoever I talk to regarding these licenses, in most cases, the admin was actually an admin, wasn't a sim racer. It was just the guy that's taking care of all the accounts and paying for everything for the driver. So this made sense not to count it against the drivers. So if you have 5 drivers, you get 5 drivers. Intentional. And all right, so now I want to go to the interesting part, the business part, the actual stuff that you guys might be here. I know Grid Lounge is here for this. All right, so I won't go over to the Sims, the business starter. Again, starter and pro offer the same exact things. They don't change. But let's do the business pro now. So let me upgrade this guy here to a business pro account, and let's see this working. So you're a lovely business pro. Let's wait for it to show up. It needs a few seconds. I'm being a bit too fast here, I know. And this is a live demo, so come on. It's bound to not go as smooth. So over here we're missing the buttons right now, but it'll show up. There it is. Beautiful. All right. So the business licenses for a sim center are pretty much the same thing. They work the same way as they would for the team licenses. Again, as a business owner, you get the extra Discord account, so you can use that in your own rig or your own computer to manage everything. It doesn't count against your PCs. So if you purchase 20 PCs or 6 PCs or whatever, you still get 1 extra Discord for the owner, for the manager, right? So the difference is now, and this is where you will see the big differences. As a business, you have a few more things here. Obviously, you have your license key, you have account email, you have a revoke PIN, and you have the branding. And this is what I really love about this. So let's start off with connecting our plugin to our business account. Again, you copy the key, you go down here, and this is what you do for every single PC in your sim center, right? One by one. You have to connect them, obviously, because you can't use it without connecting it. Wait, I forgot the SRE25. Now, for the name here, while for the teams, we would just ask our drivers to put their name in so we can see them listed. Here, you'd probably want to put what that rig is. So it could be the corner rig, it could be rig 01, or it could be like motion rig 01, right? You name this whatever you want. You hit verify, it will activate it as motion rig 01, and in your web interface, you will see it right here, and you can revoke that access. Now, one thing new for the businesses here is that we have a revoke PIN. The difference between team licenses and businesses licenses is that here, if I click on revoke license, it won't let me revoke it. So think about this. This is a plugin that lives in your sim center, and you have 10 of them, and people go in and out, jump in and out, and basically use that. You don't want people just signing out and you have to go back and sign in. So as a business, we need to protect that. So here, if you want to revoke the access, you need to add the PIN, and the PIN is yours. So as the manager, you have the PIN, and you can see the PIN here, which is the really tough PIN 1234. You can add it, or you can even change it to something even more secure, which is all zeros, right? And the PIN could be anything, could be alphanumeric as well. So yeah, you have a PIN now. If I want to revoke the license, and I'll re-enter because I want to just show you. So I'm revoking it. I put my PIN, 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, revoke, and that's when you can revoke it. Of course, you can also revoke it by going here. But now that I revoked it, this PC will go away. We don't have anything registered. There you go. Let's go add this PC again, and SRE25. And let's do rig 01, a bit different this time. Hit verify, it's verified. We refresh and we can find the rig here. So imagine if you have 20 rigs, you'll have a list over here and you can revoke each one. So let's say your rig crashes, something bad happens to it. You're stuck with it? No, you can still revoke the access. Or you sell that to someone and you don't want them to get the license and you forgot to revoke it from there, you can revoke it from the web. It's as simple as that. So it works both ways. And that's pretty much it for revoking and managing your PCs through the web. Now, one of the things that I really, really love is, as a business, obviously, people cannot revoke the license from the plugin. That's one thing. The other thing is, online platforms are locked for the public, because here, to connect, you need to have a Steam account or a Discord account for SimGrid, or you need to put your personal ID in here. So to protect the consumers and the customers, this part is going to be locked. I left it there, visual, because there might be a case where someone says, oh, actually, I want it open. So if it makes sense for businesses, I will leave this open. But to be honest, I don't know how, if this is something that would be interesting for businesses, but that's something we can discuss as well. And the second thing that's different from the entire plugin lineup and the team licenses is under settings, we now don't have the customization for the idle screen. You don't want people in your sim center taking advantage of your kindness and writing obscene words and letters and stuff on the idle screen. I mean, I thought about that. I'm like, oh shit, this can go really, really bad for a sim center. People just going in and you don't want to go after it. So one of the things that I did think of is, what if we can change the idle screen remotely? And that's what I did. So I don't know if Grid Lounge, if you're in the stream and watching, check this out. This is the web interface. This is not the plugin. This is on the website. Let's say we choose a file, and I have a whole bunch of logos, but I do have a Grid Lounge logo sitting there. And let's say, which one do we want? Let's do this one. And Grid Lounge. I don't remember what your colors are, but I think I kind of like these, like, you know, nice colors. Let's do this. Let's do this with, actually, no, I want to do the cloud with pink, blue, and I will do this gradient. Hit save. Once the theme is updated, this will update the dashboards when you launch them. So every time you launch the plugin, the PC, it will do it. But also in here, there's a refresh branding. So if I click on that, it will pull in and refresh it. So this is done on every PC. But imagine this: you update your the branding inside the website, and the next morning you fire up all the PCs, they will have this branding, and it's global. So remember that case where I said there's a guy in Switzerland that has 10 different stores, shops with 15 PCs each? Yeah, that thing will update every single one. And this is something that no one can change. You cannot change this in the settings. So this is built for your brand. And yes, you can do a lot of stuff. You can actually go here and remove all the animations if you don't want them. So hit save, and just to preview, I do have that little button here, so there's no animation, just the logo. You can do that. Or you can remove the logo if you don't want it, and just put this with these colors. Why would you want that color? I don't know. Do that. And this has no logo here, right? So when you hit save, and if I refresh branding, it will remove the logo. The default is the Lovely Racing logo, and you have that. But you can put your colors. You can select 2 gradient colors. You can select the animation, and you can select your logo as well. And it is locked in through the website. There you go. And yeah, this could be branded to well, you can see the branding options. It's basically the same thing that you have, the option that you have already in the plugin. So let's say you are, this is something I was working on for the event. So let's say you are Sim Racing Expo. This would look cool. I think so. There you go. All of this is being run through the API, blazing fast with caching and everything. So there are 0 latency now. It's like super fast, and it works for every single dashboard. Again, this product, the license keys, is available for every single dashboard. Like right now, in front of me, over here, I can switch a camera as well in the POV. You can see I'm not using the dashboard you were looking at. This is the MXL. Still, same thing. I can change let's change the color to, let's do nice fluorescent green. Hit save. And if I update the branding, now it's a fluorescent green. So you can do this and have that branding for your sim center remotely and do all that. And again, switch over to the gameplay. Everything is in here. It works for everything. Even the pit wall will have the branding, and it's locked through the website. Obviously, you have access to all of the dashboards. All of the settings are here for your users. So if they know the love dashboard, they can, or you can just use the import settings. So you can create a settings file and just use the same one for everything. Again, these are things that I'm thinking and considering of having them also through the API. But for today's launch, we get the privacy protection for the business licenses. You get the remote branding and Revoke PIN and managing all the PCs that are in your sim center, basically. And I think that covers the business and team licenses. I'm pretty sure that covers it. So I'm going to go through. Actually, I just love this thing so much. Let me just change the branding. Let's do one more. There's one sim center in the US, Velocity. These guys are, I don't know how many. Yeah, they're big. They're big. So let's do something wicked for them. Let's do this. I think their colors are red. I think. Yeah. You can go wild. You can go wild on these things. And if you don't want to have the gradient, this is also something you can just use two of the same color. Wait, there you go. So now here, gradient doesn't matter because it's the same color. Now it's all flat red in the background. You can see there's no gradient. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. And now, because Grid Lounge is there, do we have any other sim centers in the chat? If not, I'm gonna go back to Grid Lounge because they're there and I want them to look at it. Grid Lounge, what are your colors? What are your colors? What are your colors, Grid Lounge? Go, go, go. Tell me. Blue and purple. All right, let's do, I'm gonna do these, you know, kind of. I don't know. I'm gonna find the ones that I think I like best. And let's do, this is my favorite. I mean, honestly, this is the absolute favorite for me, this animation. There you go. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And again, I have this little refresh button there for the theme, for the branding, so you can preview it because these are going through the API and they're caching. I'm not pushing the changes because you don't want, oh, at least not yet. But like if you put this on your website, if you set this on a website, next morning or whenever you reboot the PC or restart Simhub or for whatever reason, it will have this throughout. Pretty cool. It is pretty cool. And of course, if you're a business pro, the dashboard says business pro or team starter or business starter. And again, these license keys, these licenses come in starter and pro. I will remind you, starter unlocks everything. So everything that's available, you can use all the settings and everything with limitations for the privacy and obviously the idle screen on the business. And the pro accounts just add the pit wall. Now, for at this point in time, as a business center or the team, you might not want to have the pit wall or you want to have the pit wall. Again, it's just that extra thing with the pro accounts. So for a business center, I would actually consider having the business starter plan. It's far less money, obviously. And you don't have the pit wall for every PC. I don't think you need it as well. Just considering that, I'm just being very considerate on this. So as a sim center, you'd probably want to buy like 20 PCs. I don't know how many PCs you have, but the business starter would be more than enough to get every PC having the lovely dashboard with full features on it. So everything that you'd get in a starter plan, you can get it with a license key.